Hey guys, it's Andrew Santowski. Thanks for joining me. I'm giving you my White Contender Series 2021 Week 3 UFC Contract winners. I'm giving you their post-fight matchmaking for who they should fight in their UFC debut. Man, I've been loving the Contender Series, guys. A lot of great fights, guys fighting for UFC contracts. I love it. UFC just released about 4 fighters today. Guys that have been on losing streaks in the UFC. Got to make room for the talent they've signed and the talent they will be signing on the Contender Series, man. Because it's great to see. It's great to see guys getting a shot. It really is. So let's look at some. I'm gonna pull up the archives, the odds archives for the fights that happened. The first fight we had Jasmine Jurzdavicius, which is I think is probably a Lithuanian name, unless she's Canadian, against Julie Pilastri. Jurzdavicius closes a -127, Pilastri plus 107. Jurzdavicius kind of took the fight comfortably. She kept taking it down on the ground. Her striking looked kind of rudimentary. In her UFC debut, I would like to see her, and that was at women's flyweight, I'd like to see her go up against Miranda Granger. A woman that's been on a losing streak, but once had a lot of hype herself. Next up, a guy I'm really looking forward to seeing in the UFC. In the welterweight division, Jack Della Maddalena defeated Angel Lusa by unanimous decision. Maddalena had him hurt multiple times. His striking looked really crisp. We're looking forward to seeing this guy, man, and so is Dana White. Maddalena only closes a -117 favorite on 5 dimes. Amazing. Guy's a great talent. Plus, I think he's from Australia. He is. So, he's a great talent to have from that side of the world. I'd like to see Maddalena matched up against Brian Barberena. A guy the UFC could really care less about at this point. He's a steady name for sure, steady name, and he's going to bring a steady amount of pressure, and I think that's a good fight for Maddalena in his welterweight debut, because welterweight is just an absolute shark tank. Next up, we had Lucas Burzeski against Dylan Potter. Burzeski won by rear naked choke in the 3rd round. It was a heavyweight fight. I wasn't too impressed by either guy. Burzeski closes a -300. He handled them accordingly. Don't really see the hype on this guy yet, but it's heavyweight. Kind of excited for any new heavyweight talent, I guess. I'd like to see him matched up against the Frenchman Alain Baudot, who's kind of a striker, just pure striker. But that's low level enough for Berzeski to make his debut. Next up, guy I'm really looking forward to seeing in the UFC, and a training partner of Sean Strickland, Albert Giraev. He submitted Kyle Betancourt by neck crank 1 minute into the 1st round, or 3 minutes and 29 seconds into round 1. Man, Giraev looks like a phenom. Guy's definitely well-rounded, great grappler. He closes a -390 on 5 dimes. Looked absolutely the part. I'd like to see this guy matched up with Daichi Muliambula. I mean, Giraev is already calling out Adesanya and top talents. Let's start him with Dalcha, who just lost and who's more of a striker. I think Giraev can definitely handle him. Give him a top middleweight without actually throwing him in the absolute shark tank yet. But, man, I'm looking forward to what Albert Giraev can do. Mo Miller didn't get the contract. Kind of wish he did. He's a talent. But Dana White didn't do it. So next up, Jayton Almeida. He defeated Nasruddinov by rear naked choke in the 2nd round of their fight in the main event. Almeida closed as an underdog in this fight, as a +140 underdog. Nasruddinov -160. Great win by Almeida. this was a light heavyweight fight. I would like to see Almeida matched up against John Allen in his light heavyweight debut, man. Try to give all these prospects winnable fights in their UFC debut. Let's keep them around. Let's see what type of talent they can emerge. Let's see what kind of talent they can emerge as in the UFC, because the UFC is the premier organization of mixed martial arts. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you like my matchmaking. Let's see how they match them up when the time comes. Thanks for joining me. Bye.